All right, but let's go here. Analytics is ruining the NBA product. And Ant-Man, Rob G. Jump On, was questioned by a reporter, asked about. He's taking
Gotta love his response.
11 threes a game this early. 11 threes.
12, yeah. It's crazy. I think it's like 11.6, which he was shooting around 6 last year. So he's like gone way up in his three-point attempts. And there's a handful of guys who are right there with him. Tatum being another one, taking a lot of shots as well.
Yeah, he's shooting a ton of them. So much so, in fact, that over the previous 2 games before tonight's action, he had only attempted 13 twos across 2 games. And he's averaging almost 12 threes per game.
Yeah, you got to
So,
relax.
before the, the break for the election, a reporter asked him in the locker room, what do you say to people who say that you're shooting too many threes? You know, so much of your game was mid-range and dunking on people, and now you're just pulling from deep every other play. His answer, quite simply, 2 words. F them.
That's the face of the NBA?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we didn't say the mouth.
I'm just and here's my other thing. I'll say this. The reporter, and I'm always critiquing people because I've been doing this almost 40 years. It's a cop-out question, Rob G. You understand what I'm saying? You know why? Because he put the onus on other people. What would you say if people say you're shooting?
I see what you're saying.
See what I'm saying? Where the real question is, last year you only shot
6, whatever. You're shooting
this
12.
year you're
Why?
shooting 12. Why are you taking more threes? Are because someone's pushed this to you, analytics, you feel better, more do you understand that the question?
Yeah.
That's what I teach at USC, seriously.
No, that's real.
There's a difference between the other one is like some random fan tweeted me and said, "Why are you shooting so many threes?" That's not the question you want. That's why you got a bad answer.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the answer you want. But
because I actually would love to hear, because to Rob G's point, what made him nice and why people were saying is this Michael Jordan. Not that he's on Michael Jordan's level, but they're talking about the similarity of the game. But they're talking about he was remember, analytics was saying 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. He was one of the rare guys, especially rare young guys, who was kind of Kawhi-ish in that he was hit you with the mid-range, going to the rack, drawing fouls. That's what made him like, I like this kid's game. And
somebody got to him.
Yeah, somebody sat him down and was like, hey, man, if you shot a little less of those. And, I mean, think about it. Even if you only make 3 or 4, it's better than the 2s, because if the 2s and add up divided by 6 and you add a type. Man, listen. Analytics, sometimes just because you can doesn't mean you should. And what I mean by that is sometimes we forgot this is a product fans want to watch and see. And Michael Jordan is the greatest, right? Michael Jordan greatest all time. Michael Jordan, while we always remember him flying through the air, that was like 4 or 5 years. The rest, you were getting this mid-range in your face for like a decade. Fade away for a decade. Man, Kobe Bryant is one of the best all time, man. Kobe Bryant was elbowing you to death. And Tracy McGrady was elbowing you to death. Paul Pierce, Larry Bird was mid-range you to death. And my point of it is, we as fans want to see layups, dunks, threes. We want to see threes. We want to see you get into the rack, drawing fouls. We want to see the complete game.
Just like the analytics in baseball.
You beat me to it,
where we were at a stretch, home runs or strikeouts. People don't want to see that. Now look at the rules that they changed. Now you got people stealing bases. The shifts, so more hits are going through, right? The infield. Like we want to see the complete game. We don't love the home run, but not every at-bat. I don't want you to hit a home run every at-bat. It's supposed to be the cherry on top.
Right. It's supposed to say, wow, I went to this game and I saw Shohei hit a home run. Not home run, or strikeout.
The grand slam to win the game, right?
3 grand slams and 4. Because they got out of line. When they were juicing those balls up a couple years ago.
It was ridiculous.
It was out of line. Like, you had guys who were like, huh? How am I hitting 30 home runs? And what the heck is going on? And they try to lie. They're like, oh, well, we did use a different ball maker, but it's not necessary. No, y'all juice these balls up.
But here's the other one now, and Daryl Morey, the general manager or president, right, with the 76ers now. And, Rob G., you have that? The Daryl Morey.
I have the quote from Stephen A. That you were referencing.
Yeah, this was a quote. Well, listen to this, because here's the other analytics part. And it's basically talking about the owner of the Rockets and why he wanted to get rid of Daryl Morey.
So this is Stephen A. reporting. I don't know
Yes.
if we got to fact check it. But here's what he said on First Take about, again, analytics in sports. One of the things that led Tillman Fertitta from wanting Daryl Morey out of Houston is that they would literally lose a playoff game or a series, and Daryl Morey would walk up to him with the analytics and say, "See, we actually won."
Can you believe that?
Man.
Can you? We actually.
up.
I forget the score. I'm just telling you, we won the analytics. We got more threes. We did this. We did that. Like really?
See, and this is what happens when you have too many nerds running sports. Nobody signed up for sports when you were a kid at 5, 6 years old because of analytics and blah, 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 blah. You love the passion. You love the game. You love what you were seeing. And pick the sport. You love what you were seeing, right? And the NFL try to do that. They try to like take out the running back. You know what I mean? We need 5 running backs. We don't care. We'll get it. Like, man, pass. And that's why we were talking earlier with Mike Pritchard. You're seeing the running game come back. You're seeing teams figure out
The
defenses
Giants
better.
didn't want to sign Saquon Barkley. They sure could use him now.
Derrick
running back.
Henry was
Derrick
available
Henry
for a
was
while.
available to a lot of teams.
Yeah.
How you pass on a Derrick Henry because you don't want to pay a
And
running
Barkley,
back?
you see what's going on. Yeah, it's just so analytics have a place, right? You should always advance in things. Medicine, technology. You should advance in sports. But it should be a part of it, right? A part of the pie, not singularly, we only do this because the analytics say that. And I think the NBA, you got terrible guys jacking up threes now because it's like, I can just jack this shot up because technically, analytically, it says that dude.
We're not right. It's better it's better to jack this three up
And
than to
get your
take a mid-range.
6'10" butt down there and go get a nice little jump hook. So I appreciate it, and this is coming from there's no bigger basketball fan than me. And I have to admit, I watch because I love it, and I always will, and they have me. I'm hooked. I'm a junkie. But, man, watching the NBA has been hard at times because you got 45, 50 threes in a game, and you got a bunch of bums shooting these threes. If Steph Curry, Klay Thompson want to shoot 10, 12, okay, I ain't mad at it. But everybody's shooting threes? Come on, man.
It has hurt the game. I don't care what anybody says.
Absolutely it's hurt the game.
And you're talking about a guy who has been covering the league, I've said it, since 1987, and a guy who watched every minute of the game. During that Pistons run, I went to every game at the Palace.
Right there.
And if I wasn't there and they were on the road, I watched every from nothing
Yep.
throughout the entire game. I watched the entire game, never were like, and I
Rip
can't
Hamilton
watch him
was
now.
killing him, running around, mid-ranging him to death. Yeah, and
it's not the same game, and it's not just old man Rob. Am I right? Even a guy like you, it's not as enjoyable
because it's so boring and predictable, right? It's just 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, or you had that era with the hard everybody just trying to draw a foul, like trying to draw the fouls. Like, come on, man. So I wish the NBA would get back to, and that's why it hurt me if you're seeing like a guy like Ant, because Ant was kind of a complete player, getting in the rack, shooting mid-range, shooting threes, doing the whole thing. So I hope they come back to that. I hope baseball comes back to trying to find ways to run, right? You're stealing bases, bunting, moving guys around to try to find ways to get scores, not just a home run. Football, run, quarterback sneak, do some other things, not just pass. Get back to making the game, guys. You do realize fans want to watch the games and enjoy the games?
Rob G, what you got?
Well, what makes this thing even more disappointing, as you guys mentioned, Ant-Man, what made him entertaining was that he played all areas of the floor, right?
100%.
Kevin Durant did a lot of the same things.
Yep.
So the Ringer did a full deep dive into this exact situation and players shooting a lot of threes. And they focused on Ant-Man. And what made the thing even more disheartening is that they determined that players 26 and younger, so all the up-and-coming stars, the next wave, they're shooting 33% more threes now than they did 8 years ago. So it's not just like across the league, analytics, we're going to start shooting threes, like the old guys shooting threes. It's now they're being taught. So you're never going to see the mid-range game. You're never going to see them start one way and develop into something else. They're coming into the league saying, we only play this way.
One disagreement. I believe things in life are cyclical. And you're going to get, it's like the reason why you saw Joel Embiid start to dominate, Jokic start to dominate, and they're like, oh yeah, Wemby, big men are back. Remember, big men were gone for like 5 years. Now big men are starting to be back again. So I think things are cyclical. Things will come back around. You're never going back to only shooting like 8 threes in a game, but I don't think it'd have to be as extreme. All right, we're having a conversation about analytics, ruining sports. Specifically, we're talking about Ant Edwards in the NBA, but feel free to hit us up, 877-99 on Fox. Maybe you disagree. What you got?
All right, Jerry in Seattle. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Jerry?
Not much, guys. How you doing?
Doing
Good,
great.
Jerry.
Hey, so I'm driving to a coaches meeting. I'm getting ready to start coaching my 8-year-old daughter's basketball team and thinking about what y'all are saying. And, I don't want to come off as the old guy, but I'm 50 and I grew up, Magic, Bird, Showtime,
Right.
Jordan, 80s, 90s. But, and basketball was my life, right? I mean, I went to, Tarkanian's camp at UNLV, and, it was the thing. But
Did you get to bite a towel while you were there? I just
All kids get free towels.
He didn't even show up, but
Sounds like
that
Vegas.
was really sweet. Talk about old school, really
Right.
hard-nosed player. But the thing, just real quick, I had to stop watching basketball, man, because, really the last time it was good to me was, as much as I hated the Big Three and all the LeBron stuff and how that kind of changed the game, but those series against the Spurs, with the three, it's
right.
it was a special thing. If Ray Allen or Manu was lining up, it could be a game-changing shot. And that was what the three was, right? It was it was special.
Right.
And everything else was so hard-nosed. But, yeah, that's my 2 cents on that.
No, I
doubt.
get it.
Appreciate
I
it.
get what he
Thank you.
means. I would add some of those Cavs Warriors had that same bit of grit, grind, and it wasn't just a bunch of threes to it as well. But I totally get your point. Appreciate the call, brother.
Hey, John in Waco. Thank you. John in Waco, Texas.
What's up, John?
You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing?
Doing well.
Good. Yep.
Hey, so I was thinking about what you guys are saying, and to me, in my opinion, man, people want to see instinctual basketball. People want to see real, raw basketball. And I just feel like when you focus in on the numbers and the analytics, it makes it too much of it just takes away from the raw, instinctual basketball that we all like to watch, and just to add into what the previous guy said, the three's not special anymore. And,
right.
That's a problem.
Oh, that's a great way of putting it.
It's not special. Remember, it used to be like, man, Reggie Miller hit 3 threes in a row. Wow, yeah.
Thanks for the call.
And then it's like, oh, all right, this guy. It should be an award for people to get to chuck up 12 threes, something like that, man. Who else we got?
We got Brandon real quick. Can we squeeze him in, Rob G? Yep. Brandon in Riverside. Our man, you're on the Odd Couple. Fox Sports Radio.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, B?
Yeah, it's I still watch basketball, but it's not a good thing to watch. I like one thing about Anthony Edwards, of me watching him play, I just like that the way he used to pick and choose his shot.
Yeah.
From the mid-range to the out and go out. And, you keep your defender kind of guessing on what you're going to do. And that's one reason why I love to watch Shea Gilgeous and KD and Booker, because they go in and out. And, you think about this game right now, Boston already shot 43. So it's not a good look, analytics, to how the way they're predicting these sports, how the way these sports has been around forever, and then choosing to change the rhythm of the game or how it's been played. And it just sucks. But I'm going to hang up and listen to you guys. Y'all have a great evening, and be blessed.
Yeah,
all right, we appreciate
too.
you,
Thanks,
man.
Brandon.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
They got me. I'm hooked. I'm a junkie. I'm a watch hoops for it. But
same thing. I'll watch, but it ain't the same. It's just like I watched every minute of every game, and it felt like something, and now it's just too many threes. That's all.
And I'm hoping, like I said, things come back around and become cyclical.